Hey all.
Good morning.
Okay. Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Hey, are you local in San Jose?
Yeah. I'm a local.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to attend the workshop in person, you're welcome to.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah.
Hey, James.
Hey, Bobby.
Thanks for joining.
Sure. Hey, everyone.
For some reason that I don't understand, the turnout in our last few meetings has been really bad. Maybe because we shifted to planning for the summit.
I guess maybe that's the reason.
We've gone Boon Chong from Malaysia, where it's like 11 p.m. or something.
Yeah, just 11 p.m. Yes, correct.
Yeah, he joined some of other meetings, I think, even later. When I sent you an email, did you get my email?
Which one are you talking about here?
No, I'm talking about Boon. I sent
No,
him. Yeah,
but Boon.
he's from Malaysia. I was just kind of like trying to catch up with him.
When did you send?
Last week. It might be going to your spam, I guess. I will send you again, hopefully.
Yeah, can you send again? Last week,
To your company email, though, I think that's why I have the intel.
okay, so but the emails doesn't you don't receive the rejection, right?
I don't see anything.
Then that should be fine. Let me check my September mailbox. I clear it to the online status. The other email box the backups early of October. So I may have the moving it to that folder instead.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. There is something else I want to. Hey, Rajesh. Same for you. If you'd like to attend in person, you're welcome to. On the Data I-5 workshop.
Bobby, did you say?
If you'd like to attend the workshop in person, you're welcome to.
Oh, okay. I think I registered on. Okay.
A bunch of the companies who, about 6 of them or something like that, they'll send only one person. So we got more on-site space than I thought we would.
Bobby, I did not get the confirmation about registration. I got registered, but I don't have information.
No, that's it. So all the on-site stuff we're just doing manually because it's a small number of people.
Oh, and where is it?
At in Quinn's office. The CMU Silicon Valley campus in Mountain View.
And the date, I forgot the date.
1 week from Monday.
Oh, okay. I think I'll have to online because I'm traveling. Thank you.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's the week of the Global Summit. Okay. Let's see. We're going to have restricted turnout. Let me see. Hey, Quinn, anything else we need to cover for the workshop? I thought we're all set, right? Except for one company that needs the template.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else from my side.
Yeah, I think we're all good.
Do we have a rough head count of what we expect?
I think it's going to be somewhere in the 40 to 50 range in person.
That's great.
I think. I mean, we'll sort of confirm everything by, which it kind of meets our intent of a small workshop.
Mhm.
But we might, so we might have one more speaker. I'm trying to figure that out. So if we can squeeze it in, so we'll put something extra and shorten the agenda somewhere else, the way things are going. Let's see. Cliff, anything else for the summit? We've got the experience center up and running, pretty much everything we can think of, except for one company doesn't have their early.
From my perspective, I'm thinking we're all set. We got the, I believe we got the Experience Center blog out, or it's about to go out.
It's out.
I think we're good.
Were we going to have links in that blog? That was the
We
original.
are. So we were going to add them as your mini blogs became available.
So I
I
wasn't
wasn't
sure.
going to write those. But
the
it was
right-
something that,
I wasn't sure the right process. I sent you you and Cliff text, but I wasn't sure what we're supposed to do next.
that is a good question. Cliff, do we host them ourselves, or do we just ask them to put it up, and like which way does this jump? Actually, I was thinking maybe we just make one more document and put everybody in there and have direct links to that section of the document.
Yeah, in fact, we have to double check, but I thought we could just do a page mark and have it at the bottom of the document.
Yeah, that might be the easiest thing to do. Okay,
Okay,
Kevin,
click
let
on
me
the
get
link.
on that over the weekend or on Monday. I'll start adding these links over the early next week.
Okay, yeah, and I saw that the blog was live, so appreciate it.
So in case let me show you this thing is turning out to be pretty damn exciting. We've got, I think, 11 stations. 4 are first time. It's an unveiling at the Experience Center, and those 4 I believe are. I'm going by memory here. I think it's Zero ASIC, and then of course our own David and Tony doing a CDXML demo. Elian with the Bow 2.0 is the first time unveiling, right? I'm hoping, because that's where I put you there.
Yeah.
And Can Do and what do you call it? for Fraunhofer, Samsung, and Cadence. So that's 5. And then we've got chiplets, which surprisingly turned out to be very AI centric. I guess not surprisingly if you look at it. We've got D-Matrix, Blue Cheetah. Who else do we have on that list? We've got UCLA. Who are the other 2 I'm missing? I've got ASC, and who am I missing that they're going to kill me? So if you're on the shop floor, come on over. I think it's going to look pretty nice. So that's it, right, Cliff? Nothing else we need for the for the summit.
Not that I could think of, Bobby. I think it's a week out and we're locked and loaded, so all good.
Ah,
Good.
I forgot Marvel and IR Labs, Intel and IR Labs for SerDes and co-packaged optics. Those are the two. So a lot of high bandwidth, high performance stuff in AI, which is not what we expected when we started this.
Excellent.
Okay, so then we're set on the workshop, we're set on the summit, and okay, we'll move on to the agenda, which is one is James with a CDXML update. And then after that, Jawad, with the turnout is lower than I thought, but if you still want to go ahead, we can do your dry run. It would be nice, I think.
Oh, so Bapi, we just combined everything in one talk.
Okay.
We can just, yeah, because Tony couldn't make it. So I think if it's okay, both James and me will work, we can talk off of the same slide deck.
Perfect. All yours. Unless, Andreas, you have any questions about the summit? Anything else?
I think we're all set.
All right.
But we got ready. We were registered. I think I saw the notice. That's cool. Just yesterday, right? So the announcement.
Yes. And you're not coming here, right? I'm assuming.
No, I've got a conflict, so I can't
Yeah.
come. My team will be there.
All right. Then, so Andreas, the only one thing is if you want to give us an expanded description of your demo, we can add it to the bottom of the blog post as well. So Elian's given one if you guys want to do it, and I'll send out a blast again, but since you're online.
I think most people put it into, the tables.
You think I should just run with that?
You had created a section for it. Well,
Yeah.
you could start with that and you could ask people for feedback.
Okay, maybe, yeah, since the text is there, why not use it? You're absolutely right. Should I just, so it's a text in your section, right? Yeah, actually come to think of it, that might as well just go with that since it's all there.
Yeah, it's in my section in the table. I just copied it in my email to you, but
That's a clever idea.
I mean, I can't
like
guarantee everybody did that, but that was,
Yeah, that's a
you
great
created
idea.
that entry and asked us to do it. So most
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Wonderful. I like that. Okay. So Cliff, then we can solve that too fairly quickly. There's something in there from everyone.
Sounds good.
Okay, then Jawad or James, whoever wants to share the screen, I think it's all yours.
Yeah, I can go ahead and share the screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. We see a blank screen. It just says James Wong has started screen sharing.
Oops. Resume sharing. Oh, no, not. Hold on, let me try again. Yes, can here sometime. Oh, why this kind of like pause sharing?
I don't know.
Say it's pause. Resume sharing is not working. Let me rejoin quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a sec. Quit this. All right, I'm back. Let me try again now.
Yep.
Okay.
Victory time.
Right. All right, Jawad.
Yeah, so thank you so much for asking us to give an update. So we will go through some of the key highlights about the work that is being done in CDX Workstream. In particular, we will talk about some of the updates on the CDXML project that we had been working on with along with JEDEC. And then we will go into 3DIC design kit activity, which is pretty exciting because a number of major industry partners are just joining that effort. So, but before I do that, let me just give you a little bit of a reminder about what is CDX, what is our charter, and this is the famous slide from Bapi when we started ODSA, which is essentially all of us in various work streams kind of use this slide as our North Star, which is we are all working towards interoperability such that we develop marketplace, and interoperability goes all the way into electrical interfaces, physicals, and obviously electronic design automation, right, which is the main thing for CDX. So our idea in CDX, so next slide, James. Our idea on CDX was that we wanted to make sure that all the EDA that have to come into this workflow, which by nature of it is also very heterogeneous, we want to make sure that there is interoperability. That has been a challenge for a lot of folks. So over a period of time, in last few years, if you are familiar with our contributions, we released a chiplet design kit white paper 2 years ago. And last year, we had this major activity on part model description, which is universal in the sense that this particular part model in collaboration with JEDEC can now describe any component, including chiplets. So it's quite a bit thought has gone into it by both companies, and I think OCP and JEDEC will be making some major announcements. So, but the new thing that will tell you a little bit here is this a white paper, which we call 3DIC workflow white paper. It is already up to about 100 pages by now, and who's who of chiplet design companies have made contributions to it in terms of, you know, what it makes sense from the point of view of chiplet integrators, how that reference workflow works. So stay tuned for that. We will not go into more detail of this because this is being finalized as is. What we'll tell you today a little bit more is this thing called 3DK initiative, which is essentially the 3D IC design kits, and will analyze what are the main components of the design kit. And we will go a little bit into the different pieces of it. It has 6 or 7 different components, and we'll just give you an idea what activity is going on and what is the purpose and where that leads. So next slide, James.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to remind you of this. So this is actually a 2-year-old slide. And if you think about it, you know, at that stage, we were thinking, okay, how do we describe a chiplet such that it works in a bunch of different design workflows, right? Thermals and physicals and behavior, SI, PI testing. So we went through this, we released detailed set of recommendations at that stage. So this chiplet design kit describes, for the benefit of a chiplet supplier, what the chiplet integrator will be expecting from them, right? So now the next level activity that ensued with CDXML basically said, okay, now that we have good idea about what models do we need? Is there a language that we use to describe such that everybody speaks the same language? And that was the beginning of CDXML. Next slide, James. So I think at this stage, what I will do, I will hand over the rest. Some of the slides, next 20 or so slides, will be presented by James. And James and David and Tony, they have mostly pushed this effort on CDXML. And like Bapi mentioned, they also have a demo next week on some of this. So James will go through more details, and David can jump in and help where needed. And towards the end, I have another 3 or 4 slides that describe some of the future work that we are working on at the moment. So James, please go ahead.
Jawad, actually one more slide, and you might want to quickly cover this. I think we.
Why don't you go ahead and cover this one?
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jawad. So yeah, this is a white paper that Jawad has mentioned earlier that we've been working on with David, Tony, and others. So this is talking about the integration workflow for the that full life cycle of designing a web-based system. So we doing the planning, code design, implementation, verification, sign off. It's also covering like power, thermal, mechanical analysis, and then doing like the timing analysis, like the DFTs. It's pretty inclusive this way. So we right now it's kind of draft right now, so it's kind of preview internally, like we're almost completing. So it's close to 100 pages as Jawad mentioned. So I think like we has been targeting I think release later this year. So I think once already I think like we will happy I think like to share more details on this one. Yeah, and
So I have a question for you and David and Jawad. So CDX also started off by doing a white paper, right, on 2.5D workflow, roughly. And do you have, I mean, maybe it's hard to do now, but is it possible to summarize the deltas from that white paper to this white paper, or are they like, are you also covering 2.5D in this and you're sort of a more refined, more in depth, or how's?
Yeah, so Bapi, I can answer. So that white paper that we wrote was more like a summary of what we have here. This is next level. We clicking on the details in terms of, okay, what are the objectives in, let's say, power integrity analysis with respect to a monolithic design, for example, right? What's new in the chiplets and what's new in 3DIC, right? So we went into that level of detail in here.
Oh, perfect. And is it exclusive to 3DIC, or is both 2.5D and 3D?
It mostly will cover both. The reason we call it 3DIC, because I don't know if you recall, by end of year 2021, our charter was to just focus on 2.5. And in 2022, we basically added 3DIC to it because that's a important area. So when we said 3DIC, 2.5 is a subset.
Okay, you don't, okay, so there's no worry that it'll be sort of dismissed as not being relevant to 2.5D? That's a question.
No. I think we probably are more worried about, that we have very limited visibility into 3DIC seriously. There's one known technology allegedly that can do it and very inaccessible. So we are worried that, we may not have full understanding of what we are trying to do. So it's an emerging field. We're not worried about
that's
that
fair.
work.
I'm more worried about, I'm more curious about it being indexed properly in Google searches, to be honest.
Okay, that's a fair point. I think that's something we should think about, because I think there's actually a possibility, and somebody has approached us, that maybe this whole thing can be published as a book, right?
Right.
So because several companies have contributed to it and probably falls in that category. So we haven't really started thinking, but we're trying to finish it off at the moment. But you know, this is an important thing, that this gets right, a set of eyes, and people are aware of it, right? That's very important.
Yeah, I'm kind of like half concerned that you create the label 3D and everybody says, well, there's nothing to do with 2.5.
Yeah.
And then Marek, I don't know if we want to look at any overlap or complementarity between this flow and this paper and the one the business group is developing. You lose Marek? Oh, he's still online. Okay. Cliff, if this is turning out to be this meaty white paper, is there like a book version that we can sort of zip off and get published somewhere, or?
Yeah, that could be exciting, actually. I'm just listening right now. And now that after this, I want to take a look at the content and see what we have. But somehow we need to figure out what's the right way to leverage this with the upcoming work we have going on, for sure.
Okay, that would be very exciting. Thank you.
All right, I will just continue. I think yeah, that will be coming soon. I think and definitely I think David will give more information when it calls into that, and we'll push you guys. And yeah, and then that's coming to the collaboration. The next one we want to talk about, right? As many of you knowing that we have started collaboration with the JDEC Chapter last year, so that has been going very well, very smoothly. We're going to have important announcement by the OCP side, right? Cliff, Barbies and the JSI has been working on for that press release announcement. So just recap some of the context. So we, as Jawad pointed out, we have that CDX. So I think that is made the contributions to the OCP, and since then we have been taking one further step ahead and incorporate with the JDEC on it. And these are some of the references that we have in the past. And this is just a page of the Chapter 30. I think for some of you, if you not too familiar with JDEC, I think that this is a URL and the page to look for. I think Chapter 30 pretty much is cover all the general part model. They started with way long time ago. I think it cover all way generic chip, and including even some mostly a component. That's why you call the part models, including passive and component as well. And that cooperations. So this is one highlight is the final versions of this cooperation, the integration was released as part of the on the JDEC website on a few weeks ago, late August. So I think in the last few weeks, the JDEC and the OCP side are working on the press release. So we should be, I think it's planning to be announced during the OCP summit. So I think that will be kind of exciting news. I just want to take this, I think the highlight here to show you guys this is the release page. If you go into the JDEC Chapter 30 webpage, you should see there are two important things here. So high level, the Chapter 30 are divided in the multiple components, right? There's processor, and there's a electrical, assembly process, electrical, package guideline, supply chains, thermal. So, and the top one, this one is just like overall, like kind of more like umbrella, like cover all these like 4 or 5 section below here. So sorry, anyone have questions? So one thing I want to mention is like package is not really for package, but actually it's a lot more for mechanical as well. I think but it's just called as a package. So and you can see the release date, publish date here. There are 2 here, like it's in August. So that's where are the many integration, right? That we've been working on as the CDA XML. Many focus on the electrical and mechanical. So those are covered in these 2. And you can see this high level got updated in August, and including these 2 as well. So the other 3 were not covered, we didn't integrate it. That's why it wasn't updated here. And let's see, I think I just want to highlight a few examples, like what's important and even from integration. I think we have like over 1,000 that features been integrated, but I think there are a couple of important. One is definitely is the multiple interfaces instances. So this is very important, especially in the like many different interfaces like UCIe or POW, especially I think where when you have a lot of IOs and then they're mainly repeating like
Hey, James.
Yes.
Just sorry, on the previous slide, are you saying that all of those are going to be available right from day 0? I mean, the specifications are available right now?
It is available right now. It just we didn't announce it.
Oh, this is fantastic work, man. This is just beyond awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I think I think you guys, whenever you make press release, someone can point to that. I will mention that also in the global summit.
Yeah, we got to find a way to. I mean, you sort of zip past this is amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sorry, it's back. Okay, electrical package, mechanical. Okay, this is fantastic.
Yeah, package and mechanical. So pretty much electrical, mechanical. So these 2 changes in these 2 releases, they're all mainly related to integration with the CDXML from OCP.
And are there any companies which have already signed up for their products to sort of supply this information? Do you know?
I have no idea. I can follow up and check with them and see if anyone started. I think using this specifically on this one. Maybe not, because since we didn't announce it, so it's just kind of like probably still right now. Unless people look for it right now, they probably don't know yet until the press release come up.
Oh, this is wonderful. So it's 5 types of models are already available, and every ISO month, or a few months or so, they're going to release a new model, basically.
Yeah. It's just kind of like interesting. But I think it's good. It's there now. I think and we're only like a week away from really announcing it. I think I really can push on this one and highlight it.
Wow,
yeah,
actually, you guys must be proud.
Just let me confirm. I believe this announcement is going next Tuesday, the 10th.
Come again, Cliff?
I believe that the JEDEC OCP announcement is going to be shipped out Tuesday, the 10th. We're doing it in advance of Summit.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Wow, this is beyond anybody's wildest dreams. This is nice.
Sure. Yeah, I think thanks. Everyone here. I think it's an effort. I think especially at CDX team. Yeah. So and continue on that. I think one major thing is like multiple interfaces. I think this is very important in the world of these chiplet integration. So because I/O, I think it's one of the key, right? So I think as a chiplet, I think is one thing introducing is like the interfacing, right? So and if you have multiple core, imagine on that, meaning that you potentially will end up like many repeating kind of like interfaces. So I think that's why multiple interfaces are important. Instantiation of these interfaces with the same one, I think is going to really make life a lot easier and make a lot of this kind of like programming and integration a lot like smoother and faster. So I think that's one of the key features here. And now I want to highlight, the one is on the reticle side, and now I highlight also like this is a lot more for the 3D as well now, because like a lot like chiplet, I think especially I'm moving right? From 2.5D and 3D, I think especially some memory modules, HPM, things like that. So this is the upper terminal. What that means is like there used to be only one terminal, which is like the face down. Right now they have the upper terminal that has also a face up terminal. So now you can support both, right? Interconnect on the bottom and the top side. So that's cover kind of 3D stack there. So I think that's kind of like important also, right? I think a feature I want to highlight here. Of course, there are a dozen, I think like that are very exciting feature like NetList and others that we introduced. But I think like these are the most important. Let me like quickly show you there. I think like so everyone should be able to come here. I think I remember this URL. And then if you go here, I think that's the page that you will see, and then you can click on it and you can download the schema, right? So I think that is the main thing. When you download the XML schema, let me trying to see like I can share my entire screen. I want to quickly show you about the schema. All right, so share again. Okay, so then you guys should be able to see my desktop here. All right, so this is the one that I downloaded. So all of them, but I think I let's focus on the E, which is a reticle. Let's say we search for the interface. So you can see like this, the super interface key, super interface ID, interface array. So these are the new features that were got added. So it's a new one if you compare with the earlier version in this version. So you can see this is a delta differences. So I just want to highlight we have functional group like array, so you can define like in this group of the interfaces. So
what does that mean?
You mean the interface, or you mean about
what is it that the new additions give us that we didn't have before?
Oh, they have before you just have only like a way to define your interface, means your IO. So you can define like how your IO like group by, I think even the pattern of IO. I mean like they are like square or like honeycomb and things like that. Certain patterns like this one instance multiple interfaces that allow you to like once you define an interface, like let's say you have like 1,000 IO of it, and you can copy of that. So it means that instantiate the same right IO, create a new one, and then you just name a good one. You say like core IO1, core IO2, and core IO3. They're identical. In that way, you don't have to recreate the same group of the IO again.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I can make a comment on it. So basically, think like this, that JEDEC comes from the world of PCBs. They're used to maybe thousands of connections, not more. We come from chiplet world. We are thinking about enabling schemas such that we can have millions of IOs, right? So it's kind of like a convergence of, how do we come up with bolt-on additions that we have in CDXML into the JEP30 to essentially capture that whole thing. And then there was another concept, which is stacking. At PCB level, they don't stack, but at chiplet level, we do. So the Z dimension comes into picture in a lot of these schemas. So that's how the conversions happen.
Is there any document that captures exactly this?
Sure. I think we do have that slide we shared last time. I can reshare again to
no, the English summary that Jawad said, not the.
Yeah, Jawad. I'm not sure. Like we can maybe write that down somewhere there. Yeah, sure. I think we can write that down. So we work on it.
Yeah, we'd be happy to maybe just write a couple pages on it because
I think Cliff can do a lot of damage or something like that.
Yeah. Thanks, Jawad. And now I want to show like this is a P, which is a package actually is a mechanical. I just want to show like and if we search for the upper, I think you can see like this the upper positions of the cell here is upper. pretty much a duplicate from a program that they used to have, and then they just duplicate another one. So means that now they can support the connectivity not only at the kind of like the flip chip at the face down, but now it's also can support on the top of the chip or the dial. So that means like this will enable like the 3D stack like what I mentioned. So I think like these are the two important steps I just show highlight. I think like when you guys like download these two schema, you should be able to find this information here, and plus a bunch of others like that we integrated. Like we do have that slide I think that we share like sometimes back like a couple of months ago. So that will cover all the about like a dozen features that got integrated and released here. Yeah, any questions here?
I'm just curious, now that the JEP 30 standard is out and there have been these enhancements, is there a next rev of CDXML in terms of the spec at ODC, at OCP that's going to be done?
Yeah, that is a very good question. So we do have some update on it. Yeah, we need to re-update the on the CDXML side. At the same time, yeah, I think it's not that much. I think many of them they already they're more kind of starting from CDXML and then migrate over there. But we do want to match the structure in a way so that it's easy to be transformed between the two. Right? I think that's something that we're working on. I think I probably can give an update. I think in like a few weeks or a month or two. I think and on the status on that one day.
Okay, so I think we should effectively release CDXML 2.0 or something at this point and have it as a proper contribution, no?
So Cliff, hold that thought, because the title of this talk essentially addresses that in the sense that CDXML is leading us to some new uncharted territory, which is super exciting. And that might be an equivalent of the 2.0. It may not be exactly CDXML 2.0, but it's the more important thing that everyone realized this is useful for.
Okay, great, thanks.
Hey, so on that note, will OCP be like a model laboratory of some kind where people cook up their CDXML models and offer them up to JEDEC, or is that's unlikely?
No, that's very likely, but the question is, that's almost a commercial activity. And I think that is high-level strategy that you and Cliff have to think. It might belong in some of the members supplying that kind of services.
Okay.
But let's take that discussion offline, maybe when we're at Summit together.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to speed out the pace. We have a lot of slides to cover here. So I think yeah, some of this thing I think I will talk to Bobby. I think like we just kind of put some notes there. I think like the benefit of the standard format, right? So the interoperability, efficiency, pretty portable, reusable, verifiable, I think compatibility and scalability. I'm just going quickly. I think just kind of general. Just also want to add some notes here. I think like some important. I think like in our previous work, I think previous company when we do that marketplace for the chiplets and mostly a lot like CSP components, we have cost to about digitized about cost to about 6,000 plus 10,000 kind of components there, a lot like the CSP components and BGA components. It took us more than 4 months to do that, like with a small team there, like few people to do it. And we found like for some simple chip, with a few I/O, it took about the even about a day or two to complete digitize information, and some more complex component with thousands of I/Os components took days and even weeks to complete on it. So and that's kind of show very important, I think, to have this kind of standard format, and if the vendors are starting to provide this standard format in XML, and then that's going to make life a lot easier, and not even talking about how difficult I think to understanding every day is very different structures, and also they are prone to errors because of the manual hand kind of digitize on it. So having said that, let me go to open up this. Okay. See, I'm sharing my desktop. So I think we already seen that. I'm going to skip two on it. I think Java already covered this. I think I just want to mention here because I will also cover the CDK as part of the CDXML here. So that's why I give a lot like room, I think for expansion here. I think some of these things, that's why Java's mentioned that we're coming from. So that's the next step, the 3D IC, where
Hey, James.
Go ahead.
Sorry, David, if we can't cover the demo this week, don't worry about it. Next week, I think I want to get everybody doing a demo to do a 10-minute pitch on their demo in our meeting. So even if you can't be done with it, don't worry about it. We can cover it next week. So, sorry, James, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I think this 2D, I think Tony has presented some times ago. I think as Jawad mentioned also, like mainly I think the 3DK, right? So that is cover design models, right? For the 2.5D and 3D packages. So I'm recommending what kind of models should be used for different analysis and different stage of the workflow. And on the SOC side, they generally have the IP libraries and the PDK kits that cover most of the flow there. And then in the SIP design enablement, they require a new set of this kind of design tips to cover, right, for the design verification analysis and testing a 3D IC. So that's why 3D IC is coming in. I think a lot of focus on the SIP type of the 3D IC integration, like, to supplement like the efficient kind of like information which like other more mature technologies that already out there, right? So that's why we going to talk about here. And beside that also, like there's the government call for the standardization, which one of them is from the Department of Defense. So they from their request for the code, right? They're looking for assembly design kit. So that's the focusing on the 2.5D and 3D for the packaging growing the domestic ecosystem, especially for heterogeneous integrations. And then there's another one is the DARPA by NGMM, which stands for Next Generation Microelectronics and Manufacturing. Also has a request for the this 3D assembly design kit. So and based on this requirement, and that's why I think we becoming this 3IC becoming more relevant and very receptive, I think, from those proposal that has been made there regarding this 3DIC. So I think I'm going to cover these three main parts. I think mainly because we actually already talked about CDK. I'm going to talk about MDK and also the package assembly design kit like PADK, which already started the initiative here under the CDX. And then the remaining, I think we haven't started. I think Jawad will cover the remaining there. So the MDK here, the material design kits, so which will cover the package component, the structure, interposer, PCB, histone, and others, and electrical properties such as the DK, DF, so all the dielectric properties or the constants, surface roughness, and then there's a thermomechanical stress, which include the conductivity, the expansion coefficient, Young modulus, and others. So some of these things we already covered in the CDXML. That's why I think we trying to leverage some of the existing format to cover these additional new properties we want to be included here. So we do have very good participants from various companies. We do have people from Intel, Siemens, NC Cadence, ASE, Primitive Western Digital, even some government agency to participate in this effort here to define these materials property standards. So the some updates we do have bi-weekly meeting on the Thursday at the noontime. So and we have a few presentations from NCs, from some other folks, I think, who are participating. And then we do have also apply material participating as well. Here, I want to highlight we made a very good progress recently, which is this is the you can see this is one of the spreadsheet that we use to start this effort. So we started with kind of high level, right? Thermomechanical, electrical, right? We're trying to look into from the components perspective. We're trying to look for different analysis that could use this kind of materials. So, and there I kind of like recently, I think like this is one of the works that were from a team, especially like from Andrew and Sis, came up with this structure. I think we kind of agreeable with the team. So I think we started from this kind of structure, which high level we do have the electrical, thermal structure, optical, and then we have subtypes like properties, and then parameters and models and others. So it's coming pretty good shape right now. So I think we just need to continue expanding on that, especially based on different models. So now it's just kind of we're starting with few models. There will be more models. Every model they might use these parameters and properties differently. So we're going to start expanding from there, and including some of this kind of the long-term effects I talk about here. Things might be changing in the material properties after a certain time, exposure, moisture, temperature, and things like that. We're going to talk and cover that, including some of the composite like materials as well. We kind of discuss that as well. So I think it's very exciting. I think we're making very good progress. It's on to highlight everyone here. I think this is the initial, crucial step. When we have this extra piece, then we're going to start creating the structures for these properties in the XML, and then we're going to start putting this in the GitHub, and then that will be forming the next standard format. So which we started. Yeah,
that's a material design kit specification, right? Not the kit. So your expectation is that people will this is a spec format that people who develop kits will follow.
Yes. Actually, it will be a kit. So, but we have to start with this kind of standard format, so people can use this format. We want the kits to follow the standard format. We don't want the kits in the PDF format, in the traditional way. We want this. That's another new thing we want to introduce, which is the kits should be in this kind of standard format that can be electronic readable that way. And that can be easily used. I think transfer between the tools and used by shareable among different user. I think easily from vendor to designer, tester, all the way to manufacturers.
But these machine material design kits will come from the packaging houses.
Ideally, yes. The assembly side, the manufacturers. And also actually some of them actually coming from vendors. So vendor whoever provide this kind of chiplet components, so they should know about this material information. So they're going to use this one and to cover that. I think not only the package but also the BOM, the I/O. If we look into that here, we do talk about it at the high level. So
wait, how does the MDK relate to the JEP 30 part model, or will the MDK consist of a JEP 30 part model?
That good question. In that part model, they do have some cover a bit about some of these kind of package. So they don't have exclusively. I think but they do have some things overlapping there. I think I saw there's some model. I think in that package can be used. So that's why I think in talking to them, so they are interested. I think to work with us, to continue. I think to once we have this MDK ready to use the platforms similarly that we use the CDXML to publish to the existing membership and also to the wall. I think using the it's the more established platform to channel that.
So I can make a couple of comments on that. So we haven't fully decided how to integrate with JEDEC. JEDEC has a strong interest in it. We are not exactly certain if it belongs in the JEP 30 standard, maybe in a different standard. The idea of design kits is, we are developing these for the benefit of manufacturers. such that in a uniform way, we can get various aspects of manufacturing, or I should say heterogeneous manufacturing, and present that to the CAD tools and the designers in, a unified manner. And once we started digging into it, just beyond the superficial concept of, oh, we need to have design kits, we start realizing that for these analyses that we have to do as designers in the space of heterogeneous stuff, we need some very unusual information. And that basically culminates on how materials are working and then how assemblies are working. So right now, folks are struggling even finding these values. So, but one thing that came about here, that everybody wants to have a library of material properties. So format is just a aid to get that started. The ideal goal will be, okay, material safety data sheets or something has to be consistent in a way and accessible in a way that, thermomechanical analyses can uniformly use that. And it all starts playing into all this discussion that we keep having about reliability of multi-die and testability of multi-die. And that was actually one of the reasons company like Applied Materials jumped into it, because they play major role on the material side of things and processing. And then you see a whole bunch of other manufacturers that have joined in. So that is essentially the idea. We don't know, Bapi and Cliff, at the moment exactly how this will proceed with JEDEC. It most likely will take more priority than releasing a CDXML2 under JEP 30. There might be a new standard here.
But the idea is that a part described using the JEP 30 part model will somehow have to be mated with an assembly process described using this material design kit, both of them described in CDXML.
So this material design kit is purely focused on materials for the benefit of packaging. There's another slide that James will show you about the assembly design kit, which is very similar. It's very congruent to the CDXML, and that might have a place in JEP 30. So what happened?
No, I mean orthogonal to JEP 30, but if you take the three pieces of work you're doing right now, there's the JEP 30 part specification, there's an assembly design kit, and there's a material design kit. And these three somehow have to come together in the workflow.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a pretty little picture somewhere that shows how these three come together in the workflow?
It was, I think, the very last one. Go to the very last page, James.
You mean the last page?
Yeah, the very last page.
Okay, this one.
The pretty picture, because I think we're kind of like running out of time.
Yep.
Maybe we should just summarize that right here. So basically, the idea is we're coming from two sides. We're coming from the design specification market side, where the suppliers of components are, and that is where the 3D, 2.5D EDA workflows come into picture that span all these things, going from architecture, physicals, analysis, reliability, testing, and all of it. And then there is the other end of it. And this is the bottom block that we actually started working on, where James has only described to you a little bit about the material design kit, right? So we have a bunch of other design kits as well. So the assembly design kit has a lot of interest, though it's, it's not as complicated as silicon manufacturing, but it's a big unknown. So it's a good discussion that we have in these meetings. So that would be one piece. And then there are a few other pieces, such as we also need design kits for components that are not silicon, such as substrates. And we also need multiple design PDKs for multiple, let's say, different pieces of silicon or 3-5 materials coming together. So there probably will come up a concept of a super PDK, which basically will be a combination of bunch of these things in there that cover interposers and chiplets and substrates. And also there's this other concept
Hey,
of
Jawad.
yeah.
I'm terribly sorry, man, but we're at 9 a.m. and we're into Marek's meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. This is perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, James and David and
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, everybody leave so that Marek gets his own recording.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, Bobby.
Bye.
See some of you guys soon. Bye.